How's it going, my fellow YouTubers? Today I'm here to bring you a build tutorial of a automatic minecart dispenser unit. It's actually really cool. You can hide underground. You can put it in a building. I wouldn't recommend leaving it above ground because there's a lot of parts of it that if any of the monsters or any of the mobs or animals come and get in the way of it, it will fuck it up, and then that's just a big clusterfuck. So I do recommend putting it underground in a very well lit room so that no monsters will spawn around it. But pretty much it's a smart system itself. It it knows when there's an opening on the track to hold another cart. Um, you can put in a overflow, but unfortunately I didn't. Um, and I'm not going to because everyone's got different ideas for it, but that's here nor there. So what I'm going to do is show you guys what happens. You push the button, sends the cart off, the next two carts come forward, and this is just looping itself around just to show you guys what happens when it comes back. So notice that back one's on and this one's off. So it's going to stop here, and now that one's ready to receive a new cart. So I've only got 3 right now, so it's only going to send 3 at a time. So there's always going to be this back one open. This one here is always going to be open, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here because I've already got this one started, and I'm going to show you guys just how to lay it out, how it works, and we're going to start building it from right here. Alright, so what you need to do to get started is the first thing you got to do is make these little arches. So it's 4 wide and 2 up. So you go 1, and then you go up 1, over, and then down 1. So you get 4 across, and the middle is going to be 2 up. You don't have to hollow out the middle. It doesn't affect anything, but I do. So from the end, then you're going to go 4 over. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over. And I'm going to turn down the music. Sorry about that, guys. So you go 4 over, and then you do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can go as many times as you want. You can have 10, you can have 20. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. You're just going to repeat the same thing over and over again. So I'm actually going to delete this because I'm going to add 1 more to it. And I'm going to make it out of this because I'm lazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. See? Just like that. Now, unfortunately, I forgot to get my rails. So what you're going to need is a power rail, detector rails, and just regular rails. And what you're going to do, I'm going to show you guys right from the beginning. On the very bottom one, just before the first one, you're going to put your power rail, and then your detector rail. And then the tops, there's going to be 2 regular rails, and then another power rail, then you can put a space, and then your detector rail. So, and you're just going to repeat that over and over again. So I'll show you guys here. It's going to be power rail, detector rail, if I can find the right ones that I want, power rail, space, detector rail, and you're just going to fill it back in. And that's it. That is that easy. You can make these bigger if you really want, but I wouldn't see any need for it. Like, you can make it 3 wide, 4 wide, then you need to double these up, but I wouldn't see any need for it. This is just the most efficient way, the most compact way to do this. So what you're going to need to do is, I'm actually going to leave it like that. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. This is, and I say that because this is the easiest. This is another easy part. So what we're going to do is you go 1 over, and you're just pretty much going to build yourself a little holder bit spot. You're going to build a wall. 1, 2, 3. So you can imagine that this is going to be a wall that you're not going to see anything behind this, or this is what you're going to see coming up from underground, or really anything like that. This is just going to be, this is even the first one though. This is going to be where your first cart sits. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now this is the part that always confuses me. Is you have to build the button in. Ah, sorry guys. Having a little bit of technical problems here. There we go. Huh, that's a little far away. That's okay. So, and you're just going to fill this back in. And there's that. So, first things first, we're going to do the relays. Just because I find those are the part that I had the problems doing, because it's a little time consuming if you don't know what you're doing yet. So don't need that anymore. So what you're going to do is you're going to go from the detector switch. You're going to go down 2, over 1. Then you're going to put your block down. And you're going to go again, over 2, down 1. Another block. And then you're going to bridge it back in. Now, I always do this. I don't know why. But, oops. I always fill them in, and then forget that I gotta put the torches in. So then what you gotta do is you're gonna go from this, and you're gonna go over, and you're just gonna tie it back in with that. You don't need that one. And you're gonna do that with all of them. So that's what it's gonna look like. Every single one, hands down, that's exactly what it needs to look like. So you can pause it if you want to do that. You can do what you gotta do. I'm just gonna keep going along and building this. There we go. Now, once you get that done, I left this one for last because I find this one's a little bit more difficult for people. So you're gonna go same thing, same spot. You're gonna go 1, 2. You're gonna go over. Now this one's a little more cramped for space, but it's still the same setup. So you're gonna go there. But the only thing is you have to get the tie in with this one. Which, trust me, I know right now it does not sound hard. Oops. Put that in the wrong spot. But it does get difficult in a second here. 2. Alright, so that's tied in. Now, this is the part that I tend to have to fix a couple times because it gives me problems. What you need to do is, on this top one, is put a button. Except for the fact that I put it in the wrong spot. So, okay, I apologize. You actually need to have this 3. Yeah, 3. Now, how you run this over to this one here, not a big deal. Like, I'm gonna have to change this because it's in the way. That's just gonna go like that. But so how you run this isn't such a big deal. You can run it however you want. I'm actually just gonna leave it open because, like I said, this is usually underground, so it's not it doesn't have to look pretty. I'm not going to make it look pretty right now because I just really don't care. So this is going to go up here, and you're going to put the button here. So yeah, it has to be right in front of this one here, except for it's got to be up one more. I'm having a really hard time building here, guys. I'm sorry. There we go. That way you can go underneath it, and without hurting yourself. So what this one has to do is tie in to this. So I'm going to dig this out, and I'm going to put that there. Alright, so that's going to come off the side, and it's going to go down. And just like that. Like I said, it doesn't have to look pretty, because remember, this is pretty much all going to be underground or hidden wherever you build it. You don't want to build it above ground, like I said, because the mobs and the animals will get in the way. So that's that for now. And I'm just going to leave it like that. Like I said, I'm not making it look pretty because I just don't see any reason to. So here's the next part. And this is the part that the first time I did this, I didn't quite follow the right path to do this, and it gave me problems. It took me a good couple hours to figure out how to fix it. The best way to do it is do the exact same path that I'm doing. It pretty well works every time. I've never had any problems doing it this way. But what we're doing is we're just touching it back into that, just like we did with the first one. So what you want to do is not put it on the wrong block. And make sure you put it on the bottom. And I just destroyed that. Alright, that's good. I'll have to go back up and fix that. So what you gotta do is just run it from there, you can run it over. So that's where your block is. You can run it over, 2, down, 3, and there. And you're just gonna, oops, do that. So that one's done, and we're gonna cover that back up. Oh, apparently it didn't destroy it. That's good. And we're gonna go to the next one. Do the same thing. Put it there. I gotta fix this roof again, so keep doing that. You don't have to run it on like 2 blocks over, but look at that. Oops. There we go. And there it is. And that's that. So the only other thing we gotta do is now power these blocks. Missed one. You can bury them. I would recommend burying them. I'm just leaving everything above ground so you guys can see it. And I actually forgot something. So from this switch, you actually need to put an inverter in. because you need the power to switch from always being on to only being on when you want it to be on. There you go. So yeah, I forgot about that. But I showed you guys how to do the inverters earlier, and I think that's it actually. I'm just gonna build that up for a second. Grab a cart. And let's test it out. The first time you do this, you have to kind of push it through because none of the sensors have been opened yet. But after you get it the first time, it's good for the rest of the time. You just gotta get all the sensors going. Oops. And I didn't even do that one. Oh god. Alright, so there's one, there's two, and to save myself the aggravation of this, I'm gonna loop these in. Just like how all the other ones are. It's a self-sustaining. If I can figure out how to do this. Crap. There's that. Alright. Let's test this out, make sure it all works. That one goes. Although it ran out of power. Come on. There it goes. Alright. And it's all set. So that's it. Like I said, not very hard to do. I recommend, if you're going to do it underground, clear out a good sized area to do it. And you should be fine. If you have any questions, just drop it in the comment box. Please like and subscribe. Like I said, go check out My Life in Minecraft's channel. Go check out my channel. And have a good day, guys.